While looking for information, Chihiro and Shiba come across a group of Yakuza terrorizing a town. Chihiro then begins his assault and starts taking out every Yakuza member he sees. He makes his way into their hideout, declaring that they no longer have the right to hold a katana. The Yakuza rushes towards Chihiro, leading to a full-on battle. Chihiro pulls out his enchanted blade, which summons spiritual goldfish, and proceeds to cut through everyone with ease. He then demands that their leader reveal information about the group he's working for, the Hishaku, saying he has to find and cut down every one of them. However, before the leader can give them the information, he's killed by mysterious sorcery. Shiba teleports a civilian to safety. Shiba then suspects that the Yakuza leader was set to die the moment he attempted to give out any information about the Hishaku.
We flash back 3 years to Chihiro's home on fire, where Shiba finds him near his father's corpse. Chihiro tells him that he saw 3 sorcerers before blacking out. We then learn about the 6 enchanted blades Chihiro's father made to help in a war, and that they were all now stolen. Chihiro's dad then tells him that if he is going to be a swordsmith like himself, he needs to make sure the katana he builds will benefit the world. Shiba regrets not arriving sooner, and a younger Chihiro reaffirms how he will cut down everyone responsible. Cutting back to the present day, we see that the enchanted blade Chihiro wields is actually the secret 7th one that no one other than Chihiro knew about. While anxious to find the rest of the enchanted blades, Shiba walks in, informing Chihiro that they have a lead on one of the blades in Tokyo. We flash back to a young woman named Hinao, an underground broker who connects sorcerers with clients across Tokyo. Hinao has also been helping Chihiro and Shiba investigate the Hishaku ever since the murder of Chihiro's father. Back in the present, Chihiro and Shiba return to Hinao's cafe after hearing she found someone connected to an enchanted blade. That witness turns out to be a strange young girl named Char, who claims dangerous men are hunting her. At first, Shiba thinks she's lying, but Chihiro notices how exhausted and starving she looks and takes her out for a meal. While eating, Char finally reveals that the sword she saw could produce clouds. That instantly catches Chihiro's attention because it matches the abilities of one of the stolen enchanted blades. Before he can question her further, a sorcerer suddenly attacks the restaurant. Using explosive Daruma doll sorcery, he blasts Chihiro through the wall and kidnaps Char. Realizing that Char had been telling the truth the entire time, Chihiro apologizes for doubting her. As the sorcerer escapes with Char hostage, Chihiro draws Enten and promises to save her. As the sorcerer escapes with Char, Chihiro immediately gives chase with Enten drawn. Using a new technique called Kuro, he uses an invisible slash from his blade and frees Char from the villain's grasp. Shiba teleports in, rescues Char, and quickly escapes with her to safety. While Char talks with Shiba, he explains that everyone possesses spirit energy, meaning anyone can learn sorcery. Meanwhile, the Daruma sorcerer demands that Chihiro hand Char back over, but Chihiro refuses and attacks with Kuro once again. Shiba then explains the terrifying power of the enchanted blades. Unlike normal sorcery, the blades amplify spirit energy to such an extreme degree that it takes physical form, creating power far beyond what ordinary sorcerers can control. The sorcerer dodges the attack and floods the battlefield with explosive Daruma dolls, while Chihiro pressures him for information about the stolen enchanted blade. Instead of answering, the man cruelly taunts Char, claiming that anyone who tries to protect her will die just like her mother. Those words remind Chihiro of his own father's death. As explosions surround him, Chihiro unveils another technique called Aka, absorbing the enemy's attack before unleashing an even stronger Kuro strike. Believing he's cornered Chihiro, the sorcerer attacks from behind, only to realize too late that Chihiro has turned his own ability against him. Shiba reveals that Aka allows Chihiro to absorb and redirect enemy attacks. With the sorcerer finally overwhelmed, Chihiro once again demands answers about the enchanted blade known as Cloud Gouger. Hinao gives Char a change of clothes while wondering why sorcerers are targeting her. After Char says she's hungry, Chihiro heads out to get food, but Char secretly sneaks into his car anyway. Meanwhile, Shiba interrogates the defeated Daruma doll sorcerer, who warns that the man behind everything is far too dangerous to oppose. Elsewhere, inside a luxurious bathhouse high above the city, the true mastermind is revealed. An underworld boss named Sojo. Realizing there may be more than 6 enchanted blades, Sojo decides it's time to stop holding back and orders his men to open the child's cage. Shiba soon contacts Chihiro, telling him that Sojo possesses Cloud Gouger and is likely connected to the Hishaku. Shiba tells him to meet back at the shop, but as Chihiro tries to drive away, the road ahead is being manipulated by sorcery, preventing the car from moving. Sorcerers then rise from the road and set their sights on Char. As Chihiro prepares to fight, a sorcerer creates countless dirt clones that swarm his car. Carrying Char in his arms, Chihiro barely escapes as the sorcerer reveals that Sojo placed a bounty on both Char and Chihiro's enchanted blade. Chihiro fights back with Kuro, but the clones keep regenerating since they're made of dirt. The sorcerer even mocks him, saying his enchanted blade seems weaker than the others. As more clones close in, Chihiro realizes he has to find the real body controlling them. Suddenly, another sorcerer appears, and Chihiro is hit with painful flashbacks of his father and the day he died. The sorcerer explains his ability to manipulate the mind, making seconds feel much longer. They then reveal that Char belongs to the Kiyonagi clan, and when they try to break her leg, it instantly heals. Realizing this is why Sojo wants her, the sorcerers steal Chihiro's enchanted blade and prepare to leave. But Chihiro suddenly draws a second blade, slicing one sorcerer's arm off before reclaiming his enchanted blade. Activating Nishiki, he blitzes through both sorcerers and every clone at once, rescuing Char. After barely escaping the sorcerers with Char on his back, Chihiro stumbles into the street completely exhausted. But before he can catch his breath, 3 more sorcerers appear, all hoping to claim the bounty Sojo placed on him and his enchanted blade. Just as Chihiro reaches for Enten, a mysterious man suddenly appears next to him and tells him to stand down. In an instant, the stranger effortlessly overwhelms the sorcerers with pure speed and skill, forcing the last one to retreat after recognizing the symbol of the Kaminabi. This government organization handles dangerous sorcerers. The man introduces himself as Azami, an old friend of Chihiro's father. He escorts Chihiro and Char back to the cafe, where Shiba and Hinao are waiting. There, Azami explains that the Kaminabi leadership wants to meet with Shiba because Sojo's actions are becoming a major threat. He also reveals shocking news. The Rakuzaichi, the largest black market auction in the underworld, is only a month away, and one of Kunishige's enchanted blades, Shinuchi, is set to be sold there by Sojo himself. Elsewhere, Sojo meets with members of the Hishaku, confirming that his plan is moving forward. Realizing this connects Sojo directly to the people who murdered his father, Chihiro becomes even more determined. Azami warns him that Sojo is far beyond his current level and tells him to stay away from the upcoming conflict. Chihiro agrees, but both Azami and Shiba can instantly tell he has no intention of backing down. While Char sleeps peacefully at the cafe, Chihiro thinks back to Azami warning him that Sojo is far beyond his current level. But elsewhere, the Daruma doll sorcerer, now revealed as Norisaku Madoka, decides to change his life after Shiba told him it wasn't too late to start over. Wanting to reconnect with his family, Norisaku calls his sister and promises he'll abandon life as a sorcerer for good. The next morning, filled with hope, he gets into his sister's car only to discover that Sojo has killed her. In the next instant, Sojo impales Norisaku through the car seat with Cloud Gouger and reveals that he already killed their mother because Norisaku failed his mission. Desperate, Norisaku tries to blow himself up alongside Sojo, but Sojo freezes him solid with Cloud Gouger before revealing that his sister was actually still alive. The explosion finally goes off, killing Norisaku and his sister as Sojo calmly walks away. Soon after, the younger brother of the trauma sorcerer from before meets with Sojo and gives him Chihiro's location, hoping Sojo will kill him. After getting the information, Sojo kills the man himself after briefly experiencing his trauma-based sorcery, barely reacting to it at all. Finally, Sojo arrives at the cafe. The moment he enters, Chihiro blocks his attack with Enten as the 2 enchanted blades collide for the first time. Sojo immediately unleashes Mei, blasting Chihiro through a wall with lightning. But Chihiro survives, and as Goldfish begins circling him, Chihiro declares that someone like Sojo has no right to wield Cloud Gouger, while Sojo grins excitedly for the battle ahead. Chihiro and Sojo finally clash head-on inside the cafe. Realizing the fight is too dangerous to continue indoors, Chihiro rushes outside, drawing Sojo away from the cafe. Outside, the 2 enchanted blade users exchange devastating blows at incredible speed. As Chihiro uses Kuro, Sojo activates Yui, which produces ice. Kuro slashes through the ice, and as Sojo defends, a second blade is suddenly thrown at him by Chihiro. Sojo manages to block the attack. In that same instance, Chihiro uses the opportunity to attack from behind, but Sojo reads that attack and defends himself. Realizing that Sojo is on another level, Chihiro says his only hope is to use Nishiki. Sojo then expresses his love for Chihiro's father, saying how happy he is to wield an enchanted blade. He and Chihiro then debate why the enchanted blades were made. While expressing his beliefs, Sojo jumps off the building while activating Mei near a crowd of people. After the explosion, Sojo looks around, only to find that no one was harmed. Chihiro had made himself act as a lightning rod, attracting the lightning only to himself. Sojo attempts to use Mei again, but is unsuccessful, as a Mei that powerful is only allowed once every 20 seconds. Barely able to stand, Chihiro activates his final move, Nishiki. Chihiro and Sojo's battle continues at full speed as Nishiki pushes Chihiro's body to its absolute limit. Every strike he lands is enhanced with dense spirit energy, but the strain is tearing his body apart. Even Sojo is surprised Chihiro can still fight after taking so much damage. During the fight, Sojo questions why Chihiro risks his life to protect people like Char, claiming Kunishige's enchanted blades were weapons made purely for slaughter. Furious, Chihiro screams at Sojo to stop talking about his father before rushing him again with Nishiki. Chihiro's speed finally catches Sojo off guard, knocking Cloud Gouger into the air, but Sojo quickly adapts and traps Chihiro using massive ice spikes created with Yui. As both prepare to land fatal blows on each other, they manage to dodge each other's attacks. Chihiro suddenly spots a car carrying Sojo's men, and sees what looks like Char inside. Realizing Sojo brought backup to capture her, Chihiro abandons the fight and rushes toward the vehicle. At that exact moment, Sojo's lightning attack, Mei, finishes recharging. Before he can fire it, members of the Kamunabi Anti-Cloud Gouger Special Forces arrive alongside Azami and Shiba, forcing Sojo to retreat using Kao, a massive cloud of mist. Chihiro intercepts the car and cuts down Sojo's men, only to discover the horrifying truth. The Char inside was actually her severed leg, used to distract him while the real Char was taken away. Nearby, Hinao is shown collapsed and unconscious after being attacked. Enraged and exhausted, Chihiro nearly collapses before Shiba catches him. As Sojo escapes with Char, Chihiro swears that the man using his father's blade is worthless, and vows to kill him. After losing to Sojo, Chihiro wakes up in a hospital covered in bandages and immediately asks about Char. Shiba then reveals the horrifying truth. Sojo has been experimenting on her to stabilize Datenseki, the ore used to forge the enchanted blades. The chapter cuts to Sojo's lab, where he explains that Datenseki amplifies spirit energy so much that a normal person would explode trying to use it. The only person who could ever control it was Kunishige Rokuhira. And now Sojo believes Char's regenerative Kayonagi clan cells are the key to recreating that power. Char is then dragged onto an operating table as the researchers repeatedly harvest parts of her body for experiments, while Sojo coldly treats her like a tool. When Chihiro learns what's happening, he's devastated that he failed to save her. Soon after, Azami introduces an elite Kamunabi squad formed to kill Sojo, and despite his injuries, Chihiro insists on joining the mission to rescue Char himself. Sojo relaxes in a bathhouse while thinking about Chihiro and slowly realizes he may actually be Kunishige Rokuhira's son. But Sojo rejects Chihiro's ideals completely. To him, the enchanted blades exist for domination and destruction, while Chihiro believes they should protect people. That conversation in Sojo's head is interrupted when several Yakuza confront him about the unstable Datenseki weapons he sold them after one of their sorcerers exploded from using them. Instead of apologizing, Sojo casually mocks them, then massacres the entire group without hesitation. Sojo then steps outside, only to find the Kamunabi waiting for him. Chihiro infiltrates the abandoned castle where Char is being held captive. One of Chihiro's black goldfish suddenly appears. Confused, the guards find one of their men dead, with Chihiro standing over him. We then cut to the last guard, sitting with Chihiro and shaking as he asks Chihiro what he wants. The Kamunabi elite squad finally makes their move against Sojo, and the scene instantly turns into an all-out aerial war. Sojo watches the squad calmly, almost disappointed that Azami and Shiba aren't there too. He wants to push Cloud Gouger to its absolute limit, but the Kamunabi already came prepared. Harima uses her sorcery to launch massive chunks of earth into the sky. The squad attacks all at once. Kugara rushes in with metal-covered arms. Hagiwara throws enchanted knives from above, and Kasahara crashes down with gigantic hands. Sojo then unleashes Kao and Mei, a combination of water and lightning, stunning the Kamunabi team. Hagiwara uses his sorcery Chikai to blast the battlefield downward, sending the water and lightning scattering harmlessly away from the squad, leaving Sojo wide open for attack. Meanwhile, Chihiro has already infiltrated Sojo's hideout. As he prepares to attack, Chihiro remembers his father's words. The true power of the enchanted blades can evolve depending on the wielder. Shiba and Chihiro infiltrate Sojo's hideout after interrogating a guard. Their mission is to split up. Chihiro rescues Char while Shiba searches for information on the Hishaku and the Shinichi enchanted blade. But because Chihiro is still badly injured from fighting Sojo, Shiba warns him not to engage in combat. As Chihiro searches the fortress, a visor-wearing sorcerer suddenly ambushes him, revealing that he tracked Chihiro by the smell of blood. Multiple sorcerers immediately swarm him, and when Chihiro tries to fight back with Kuro, his weakened body makes the attack far less effective. Another sorcerer smashes him into a wall, forcing Chihiro to cut the lights and escape. Hiding alone, Chihiro begins to doubt himself until he remembers Kunishiki telling him to stop trying to be someone else and fight as Chihiro Rakuhira. Regaining his focus, Chihiro suddenly steps out before the sorcerers, surrounded by black goldfish, and unveils a brand new technique. Kuro Shred. Flashing back, we see Char with her mother. Her mother warns her to keep the Kyonagi clan's healing powers a secret, explaining that people would exploit them if they ever found out. She reveals that Char's own father abandoned them out of fear after learning the truth. Even so, Char's mother says she's still happy because she has her daughter. The Kyonagi clan was nearly wiped out after rumors spread that their flesh could grant immortality. Sojo captures Char and her mother, torturing them through brutal Datenseki experiments while carving away pieces of their bodies. But despite everything, Char's mother apologizes for bringing her into such a cruel world, but Char insists she's happy as long as they're together. Back in the present, Chihiro storms through Sojo's hideout using a new technique called Kuro Shred. Instead of firing one massive slash like the original Kuro, Chihiro splits the attack into countless smaller strikes, overwhelming the enemies instantly. Even in his injured state, he wipes out the group before they can react. He finally reaches Char's location, walks over to her, and hands her a sandwich, telling her this one isn't squished. While still heavily damaged, Char notices Chihiro's injured arm and remembers her mother explaining the healing powers of the Kyonagi clan. Their ability comes from a desperate desire to stop pain. Focusing with everything she has, Char heals Chihiro's arm enough for him to keep fighting. As the two escape into the courtyard, Shiba suddenly appears. But before they can leave, both Chihiro and Shiba sense another presence approaching. Cutting back to the Kamunabi's battle against Sojo, the squad manages to corner Sojo and separate him from Cloud Gouger itself. Using coordinated attacks and binding sorcery, they slam him off the battlefield. But Sojo suddenly evolves Cloud Gouger's abilities even further. Inspired by Chihiro's use of Nishiki, Sojo cloaks his own body in lightning using Mei. He launches himself straight toward Cloud Gouger and steals the blade back. Sojo tears through the Kamunabi squad with overwhelming speed, destroying the battlefield completely. Sojo then returns to confront Chihiro. Standing face to face after evolving their understanding of their blades through battle, Chihiro and Sojo prepare for one final clash. With only 12 seconds left before their spirit energy gives out, the final battle begins. Sojo instantly cloaks himself in lightning using Mei, pushing Cloud Gouger beyond its normal limits. Chihiro responds with Nishiki, surrounding himself with Enten's flowing goldfish as both fighters explode across the battlefield at insane speed. Every clash sends shockwaves through the area as lightning and black spirit energy collide. During the fight, Sojo reflects on Kunishige Rokuhira and the true meaning of the enchanted blades. He believes the blades exist purely to take lives, and that their overwhelming power was created for slaughter. But Chihiro completely rejects that idea. To him, the blades were forged to protect people, not massacre them. Even though both men deeply admire Kunishige, they understand his legacy in opposite ways. As the battle reaches its peak, both fighters unleash everything they have left. The two charge directly at each other, and in one instant, the fight is decided. Chihiro cuts through Cloud Gouger and lands the decisive blow. Sojo finally collapses as the broken remains of Cloud Gouger fall beside him. Reflecting on the battle, Chihiro realizes that both of them evolved their understanding of the enchanted blades through combat, unlocking new techniques in the process. After the fight, Char reunites with Chihiro and feels guilty she couldn't fully heal his arm, but Chihiro reassures her that he only won because of her help. But even after losing Cloud Gouger, Sojo still possesses Datenseki, the dangerous ore used to forge the enchanted blades. Obsessed with gaining more power, he tries using the unstable ore on himself, only for it to spiral out of control. His body violently breaks apart as the Datenseki consumes him, triggering a massive explosion that destroys the hideout. 10 days later at Kaminabi HQ, it's revealed that every enchanted blade forms a lifelong contract with its wielder, meaning only the chosen user can fully wield it. Deciding that no enchanted blade should remain unchecked, the Kaminabi assigned their strongest fighter, Hiyuki, to retrieve both Cloud Goucher and Chihiro's blade, Enten.